Complex has put out their 10 most influential women in sports. And Angel Reese is not going to like this because, well, she got beaten by Caitlinclark for number 1.
Complex has just unveiled its list of the top 10 most influential women in sports, with Caitlinclark claiming the number 1 spot, surpassing Angel Reese. The rankings have created a buzz in the world of women's sports, igniting discussions and excitement, though this outcome isn't entirely unexpected. Sports Pro previously ranked Clark as the 4th most marketable athlete globally, ahead of both male and female athletes. Her influence continues to soar.
According to Sports Pro, Caitlinclark is the 4th most marketable athlete in the world. Yeah, not just female athlete, not just in the United States, but in the...
You won't believe who's sitting at number 3. Simone Biles, the Olympic gold medal gymnast, couldn't even secure a spot in the top 2. It's like seeing a rookie outperform a seasoned champion.
I think it's hilarious. I will tell you right off the bat, I don't believe there's a singular world where Angel Reese should be ahead of Simone Biles either. There, I put that out loud.
We're diving into this entire list and the surprising stats behind Clark's number 1 ranking, revealing exactly why these rankings are significant and what they tell us about the evolving landscape of women's sports.
Okay, so these are the top. This is the top 10 right here. Most influential female athletes right now. All actual women. So Coco Gauff, 10. Juju Watkins.
This is a 19-year-old who just won the U.S. Open last year. A legit Grand Slam champion sitting at the bottom of this influence list. But here's where it gets interesting. Complex isn't focusing on trophies and titles. They're measuring something entirely different. Let's break down this bottom 5 because some of these rankings are truly shocking. Coco Gauff, with over 2 million Instagram followers and already the face of American tennis at such a young age, somehow lands at 10th. It's like benching LeBron in an all-star game. Complex clearly values more than just on-court success.
10. Juju Watkins, number 9.
At number 9, we've got Juju Watkins, which is even more surprising considering she hasn't played a single professional game yet. A college star is ranked higher than a Grand Slam champion, despite never stepping onto a pro court. Her college career and social media presence have clearly been enough to earn her this spot. This shows just how influence is being measured in today's world.
Cameron Brink, 8.
Cameron Brink takes the number 8 spot, another college basketball standout making a big impact. Before turning pro, she's already built a brand that extends beyond the basketball court, especially through her efforts in helping elevate women's college basketball to new levels of popularity.
Paige Bueckers, number 7.
At number 7 is Paige Bueckers, who's already landed major brand deals with companies like Nike. Even though she's still playing college ball, Bueckers has built an enormous platform that goes beyond her performance on the court. Her ranking, above someone like Coco Gauff, highlights how much the definition of influence has changed. What's truly fascinating is how much Complex values future potential and marketability over actual professional accomplishments. These young stars haven't even reached their peak yet, but they're already being acknowledged for changing the conversation around women's sports.
Sabrina Ionescu, when she's not getting the crap blocked out of her.
Sabrina Ionescu claims the number 6 spot, proving she's a true game changer. Her face-off with NBA stars in the three-point contest wasn't just about showcasing her skill, it was a statement for women's basketball. Off the court, she's leveraging her platform to elevate the sport. These top athletes might not all have multiple titles, but they dominate in cultural relevance, with massive followings and influence that extend beyond sports. Today's success isn't just measured by trophies. It's about social impact, brand building, and connecting with audiences in innovative ways.
Number 6, Ajawilson. So Asia's not going to be happy either. All right, she's not going to be happy. Interesting.
What's truly mind-blowing about this list? The fact that ajawilson, the reigning WNBA champion and MVP, is sitting at number 5. I can't even imagine how she must feel seeing this ranking. She's undeniably the most dominant player in women's basketball right now, yet somehow, Complex has decided that 4 other athletes have more influence than her.
Asia is one of the most influential female athletes today, shaping not only basketball, but also culture, conversations, and consumer.
This ranking feels like watching a basketball powerhouse stuck on the bench while rookies get the spotlight, if we're talking pure basketball excellence. Aja should be much higher. She's racking up championships and MVP trophies at an incredible pace, yet here she is, midway through the top 10. So, what exactly is Complex measuring here?
Beyond the court, Asia is an outspoken advocate for racial and gender equality in sports, pushing for pay equity, better media representation, and greater investment.
Their reasoning highlights Aja's impactful advocacy work. She's been a fearless voice for racial and gender equality in sports, consistently fighting for pay equity and better media representation. These efforts are undeniably crucial, but do they really justify ranking her 5th, especially when her on-court dominance is unmatched?
Your eye. Sha'Carri Richardson was number 4. Okay.
Ahead of her, Sha'Carri Richardson takes the number 4 spot. While Sha'Carri certainly dominates on the track, it's clear that Complex values her cultural impact even more. Her unique style, authenticity, and how she's transformed into a cultural icon with a comeback story that resonates with people who may have never even watched a track meet.
Simone Biles, number 3, right here. I mean, seriously.
Then we've got Simone Biles at number 3 and Angel Reese at number 2. Can you believe it? Biles, the greatest gymnast in history with Olympic gold medals, signature moves named after her, and a legacy of redefining the sport, didn't even make it into the top 2.
Clark, but let's be honest here. I mean, there's no way that Angel Reese is a bigger star than Simone Biles. There's no world that exists where that's the case. Really? I mean, actual regular people that are just sports fans or even casuals, people that aren't even sports fans, they're going to know who Simone Biles is, right?
The pattern becomes clear when you look at these rankings as a whole. Complex's evaluations go beyond athletic performance. They're assessing cultural impact, audience engagement, and media presence. Athletic excellence alone won't land you at the top of this list.
I can't quite get past the fact that Simone Biles is behind Angel Reese. What are we doing? And they literally bring up the McDonald's meal. Are you kidding?
Speaking of captivating audiences, nothing does that better than the Clark versus Reese rivalry, a showdown so intense that Complex just poured gasoline on it with their rankings. The numbers behind this decision aren't just impressive, they're completely reshaping what we thought possible in women's basketball. Let's talk about Angel Reese landing at number 2. As mentioned earlier, she might not be ahead of Simone Biles in terms of athletic achievements, but her influence is undeniable.
And she recently joined the likes of Travis Scott and Jay Bavin when she became the first female athlete to have her own signature McDonald's meal. Okay. Reese is also cementing her place in the fashion world, most recently a cover model for Vogue, Winter 2025 edition. Expected to drop her first signature shoe in 2026.
Angel Reese has transformed into a cultural powerhouse. Beyond basketball, consider this. She's the first female athlete ever to have her own McDonald's meal. Even legends like Serena Williams and Mia Hamm never hit that milestone. And it doesn't stop there. Her partnership with Reese's cereal has put her face on breakfast tables across America. To top it all off, she's set to appear on the cover of Vogue in Winter 2025, solidifying her status in the fashion world alongside some of the biggest names in sports.
So that's what they got on her. Caitlinclark, she ran away with number 1. I don't think that should surprise us. She came away with number 1.
When we look at who claimed the number 1 spot, the data behind Caitlinclark's influence is absolutely mind-blowing. Have you seen what happens when she steps onto the court? WNBA attendance jumps by 105% compared to games without her. That's not just star power. That's literally transforming the economic reality of an entire professional league.
Redefining the entire landscape of women's sports. That's right. Her dominance on the court has shattered outdated narratives about women's sports, proving that women's basketball can be just as marketable and widely watched as men's. But the Caitlin Clark effect goes far beyond her performance. It's reshaping the entire sports landscape. Clark's impact is undeniable. Her presence alone boosts the WNBA attendance by 105% compared to games without her. You got your ears on, Asian?
The Caitlin Clark effect gets even more dramatic when you look at her rookie debut viewership. It didn't just increase slightly, it exploded by 200%. People who had never watched women's basketball before suddenly couldn't miss a game. When the Indiana Fever played at home last season, they drew in 186,000 fans, an astonishing 265% increase from the previous year. Just let that sink in for a moment. A single player nearly tripled attendance in just one season.
Chart right here. The Fever will have over 600,000 fans in attendance total this year, and the second best to that was in 1999 with the Washington Mystics at just over 400,000. So the Fever are going to account for over 200,000 more fans this year to their games than any other team. Not only this year in 2024, you can see the Liberty are third on this list, and the Liberty are third, fourth, and fifth on this list, but those are the only two teams that are in 2024.